But now we're going to be transitioning into another film that came out called Double XL. I know you got some thoughts on this one.
Totally. I had high hopes for the movie because it was for the first time in Hindi cinema talking about big girls, right? And I thought this would be a women empowerment thing. Look beyond the looks, look beyond us. We're not defined by, the clothes we wear or the size we are. We're people. But then everything in the movie happens from the guy's perspective. It completely ended up for me. It ended up literally, you know, not speaking to me at all because this is a story of two women. There is a fashion designer called Sarah Khanna, who's from Delhi, played by Sonakshi Sinha, and she wants to launch her own label. And in her entire introduction scene, she catches, it's she's having a showdown with a man in an apparel store because there's a wrong size tag on a dress, and she wants to buy it so that she can wear it for her boyfriend's party. And then there is this other girl, Rajshri Trivedi, played by Huma Qureshi, and she's from Merit, and she wants to be a television sports presenter. And she dreams of cricketer Shikhar Dhawan requesting her the pleasure of a dance, and these are the dreams she's getting. But her waking hours aren't happy because she has a really tiresome mother, played by Alka Badola Kaushal, who basically is, she's being an auntie. She just wants her to get married and settle down. And by chance, these two women meet and they're very depressed. And so what they decide is, okay, let's go ahead and create a fashion travelogue. Let's go to London. So they leave for London and they're joined in this by two men. One is Shrikant Srivardhan, and this is a debutant. His name is Mahat Raghavendra. He's a Tamil cameraman, but he speaks enough English to get by. And these three women, because they're creating these two women and this guy, because they're creating a travelogue, leave. And then in London, they meet a line producer called Satramm Ramani, famous Zahir Iqbal. And these are the four people, and this is the quintessential pairing, and the London saga starts here. Um, the problem with this entire movie was, for me, that instead of perpetuating getting away from stereotypes and creating real empathetic portraits of women of substance, this kind of creates a caricaturish story of people where their only weapon of rebellion is to eat fast food to protest against the cruel world that picks on them because of how they look. But in that entire process, they really make fun of people with ABCDs, with adiposity-based chronic diseases, and obesity, basically. It's just very tiresome to follow these women after that because it doesn't even attempt to talk about the emotions of people who are big. It doesn't talk about their low self-worth that they feel. It just touches the surface and then goes on with the story that kind of it doesn't have the effect it sought to have in the first place. Um, they the entire psychology of people who suffer from obesity is completely relegated to the background, and instead, I thought it actually reinforces the tropes that it's supposed to be speaking for in the first place. So, on the whole, very disappointing. Sonakshi and Huma are both great actresses, but they're restricted to the roles that they've been given, and they're not able to rise above the characters that have been developed for them as artists. And that was very sad because it was such a waste of a movie for the two of them. Body image, repercussions of body image, and the things that this movie was supposed to present um, got just lost in this entire narrative where, it's a very mediocre attempt at a very important topic.
It's quite common for us to see a movie, such as this that tries to take an attempt to, address, a larger issue, but it fails to do so in such a way. It not only fails to do so, but also, may I guess I should say, like, you know, stick with the same narrative that we're trying to fight against, right? Like, why do you think this happens in these kinds of films? What was this film really missing that could have helped it achieve that message?
I thought it just doesn't touch the topic at all. It doesn't touch the topic deep enough for it to offer a solution or it to offer a social change. Because such movies are supposed to change the way people think. But it does nothing to that effect. It just creates a caricature out of these two women and walks away.
Sure, sure. Well, with that, definitely if you're gonna watch this movie, take our advice, as needed. And do you overall think that this was worth a watch?
No, not at all. I mean, almost 155 minutes of, or I think 160 minutes of a movie in a theater, watching this, no.
Well, M has spoken. M is our, what I would like to call our Indian movie matchmaker, matching people with the movies, just like Auntie Seema. We are back on Red, White, and Brown from